Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the English Flash News at 6 p.m. I'm Daniel Cook, and I will be your host Monday through Friday here on Ora News, where we are keeping you up to date with the latest happenings in Albania. In today's news, in the ongoing fight against electricity theft, the public should be reminded that prison will be the sentence for this crime. The battle against electricity theft is sparing no offender in the rigid application and enforcement of this law. The operation started along the Tirana-Durrës highway, where it is reported that the unbelievable number of 60% of the businesses are currently stealing electricity. The Minister of Energy and Industry was personally present at the start of this operation. The electrical distributor intends to spread this operation throughout the entire capital city, and in cooperation with the police forces, they have already managed to bring several people before the seat of justice. In other news, the campaign is continuing to stop the illegal theft of electricity. The electrical power company has started their operation all over the nation, attempting to locate and cut all of the illegal connections. In Korça, the operation started with big businesses, whose debts to the power company are around 15 million old lek. In Kukës, the operation began with families who are stealing electricity first, and later moved on to business entities. The power distributor continues its operations in Elbasan, initiating penal procedures with the cooperation of the police forces. The police also started their own operation in Rruga I Kombit, where it is searching nearly 40 buildings for illegal connections, and they have arrested 2 people already. Many of the electricity thieves were a step ahead of the police officers, though, as most of the inhabitants had already cut their illegal connections in anticipation of the coming police search. After reviewing the contract with the CEZ, the Albanian government is going to do the same with 3 other major companies. The concessions for administering the fiscal seal, fuel distribution, and the national lottery are all on the verge of going under the microscope, a process which may end up costing the government millions of dollars. A few weeks ago, deputies from the Economic Commission asked the Minister of Finance to explain the cancellation of some of these concessions. After facing off with the Czech company, CEZ, the government must now prepare for other cases in the International Court of Arbitrage. The American Chamber of Commerce has expressed its concern about the numerous changes in the tax system here in Albania. After being invited last night to the show Ora Economy on Ora News, the president of the American Chamber of Commerce stated that the decrease of foreign investments is a concerning issue, and that it is happening due to the numerous changes in the tax system. He made this statement concerning the matter: "Stability is important to us. We understand that the tax system may change when a new government comes into power. But if changes are made every year, it will be difficult for foreign investors to plan their investments." According to him, if stability is created, more parties will invest directly in Albania. It seems that corruption remains one of the biggest obstacles for Albania on its path to European integration. The most important task of the Albanian government and the institutions is to fight against this ongoing corruption. During an event that was dedicated to the fight against corruption in the European Union Center, the General Deputy Director of Customs said that corruption continues to be a problem in Albania, despite the measures that have been undertaken so far. He feels that the citizens may actually be scared to report any criminal activities that they may know about. The Deputy Minister of Integration made the statement that it is necessary to improve the laws in order to strengthen the fight against corruption. In the event, the experts and leaders of several institutions held a discussion together about the creation of a strategy for decreasing the level of corruption that plagues our country and inhibits our European path. It has been announced that anybody illegally preparing and selling first aid kits will be punished by law. Individuals will not be allowed to trade the first aid kits anymore, and common people will not be allowed to prepare the contents for a first aid kit. The Ministry of Health will present a proposal to the proper commission in order to establish the things that a first aid box is required to contain. The Deputy Minister of Health stated that it is necessary to have a standard in order to avoid illegal products being sold. The new road code is expected to clear the streets and highways of all gas stations that are operating without a legal license. This new battle was presented today in a meeting by the Minister of Transportation. One of the deputies of the Socialist Movement for Integration spoke up about the high rate of fees, saying that this problem is increased by the high level of corruption that exists. In the next meeting of the Commission, several experts will be invited to share their ideas and strategies for changes to the new road code. The lives of 300 Greek soldiers were commemorated today in the town of Kelchura. It was a day of many events in the town during the annual commemoration that traditionally begins in the monastery of Kelchura. This ceremony is performed every year to commemorate the 300 Greek soldiers that lost their lives during the Italian-Greek War in 1940. The head of the Party for Unity and Human Rights was questioned today about the current relationship between Albania and Greece. His response indicated that the relationship between the two countries is a healthy one at this point in time. He made this statement in response. The relationship between Albania and Greece is a good one. I can't say the same about Serbia, but today we are here to honor those who stood up against the invaders. During the recent years, there have been several protests held during the ceremony by national activists from both countries. Foreign investors are showing an ever-increasing interest in the coastal city of Shenzhen. Thanks to its highly favorable strategic position, Shenzhen is increasingly becoming a location of interest for investors. Recently, the Swiss ambassador to Albania attended a business meeting in which he held a discussion with the head of the district. In the meeting, they spoke about several projects that are being financed by the Swiss government. Switzerland will cooperate with Albania and will continue to offer assistance for a long time to come, according to the Swiss ambassador to Albania. The cooperation between the commune of Shenzhen and the Swiss embassy is expected to attract even more investors and further improve the infrastructure of this coastal area. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the English Flash News at 6 o'clock. We hope that you will join us again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more news in English. Thank you and good evening.